We begin with the coronavirus situation here in Japan. The prefectures of Osaka and Hyogo in the west and Miyagi in the north responded to rising case numbers with stricter measures, but without declaring a state of emergency. The measures will be in effect for 1 month starting on Monday. Restaurants and bars are being asked to close by 8 p.m. We spoke with people in Osaka to see how they feel about the news.
I agree with the measures if they can reduce case numbers.
To be honest, I don't think my lifestyle will change much. I've been refraining from dining out, so I don't really mind.
Governors across the country talked about their proposals with the central government before the tougher measures go into effect. Financial aid for businesses and information on more contagious new strains were discussed.
There's almost no doubt that variants will spread very quickly. We hope the central government will act quickly on this.
Osaka Prefecture confirmed 593 new cases on Sunday. It's the 6th day in a row that the prefecture's cases have outnumbered Tokyo's. Across the country, more than 2,400 cases have been reported on Sunday. Over 430 people are in serious condition. The total number of coronavirus cases around the world has now topped 130 million. India has the third highest number and is seeing a fresh spike. The U.S. has the most at about 30 million, but new cases there are starting to decline and flatten. The pace of vaccine rollouts has a lot to do with the different pictures. Cases in India have been surging since last month. Over 80,000 new cases per day are being reported this month. The latest figure topped 90,000. The western state of Maharashtra has been especially hard hit. About 50,000 new cases are being reported daily. A Japanese doctor working in the nation's capital region says medical workers aren't able to treat all the patients.
The situation in Mumbai has deteriorated drastically in the past week. I've heard that patients are waiting 2 hours to be admitted to ER, and 200 people are waiting to be treated in intensive care. I think the medical system has collapsed there.
The government began its vaccination program in January, but only about 5% of the country's 1.3 billion people have received their first shot so far. To get more people vaccinated, the government expanded the program by lowering the age requirement to 45. Meanwhile, in the U.S., the daily case count is way down from its peak of over 300,000 in early January. New cases appear to be leveling off in a range of about 40,000 to 70,000 per day. Vaccinations are proceeding quickly. About 20% of the adult population has been fully vaccinated. Health authorities said on Friday that fully vaccinated people can travel domestically without having to be tested or self-quarantine. Britain has also been moving quickly with vaccinations. About 46% of the population has received at least the first dose. The country reported just 10 deaths in a recent daily count. That is a significant improvement from over 1,800 that were being reported in January. It's a hopeful sign that countries with vaccinations well underway are starting to win the fight against the virus. Japan's defense ministry says a Chinese aircraft carrier has sailed through waters between 2 islands in Japan's southwestern prefecture of Okinawa. This is the first confirmed passage through the area by a Chinese carrier since last April. The ministry says the Maritime Self-Defense Force confirmed that the landing was accompanied by 5 other vessels. They made the transit from Saturday to Sunday. It says the ships entered from the East China Sea and passed between Okinawa's main island and Miyakojima Island before entering the Pacific Ocean. The ministry says the vessels did not violate Japanese territorial waters and that no aircraft took off or landed on the carrier. The 5 ships accompanying the carrier included a replenishment vessel and a Renhai-class missile destroyer. This is the 6th time that a Chinese carrier has been confirmed to sail through the waters between the 2 islands. The ministry is analyzing the purpose of the navigation. It's also maintaining close surveillance, citing the Chinese military's increased activity in open seas. The ecosystems of tidal flats in areas of northeastern Japan damaged by the 2011 tsunami appear to have mostly recovered. That's according to research by a team from Tohoku University. The group is led by Professor Urabe Jotaro. They researched aquatic life in 11 tidal flats off 3 prefectures with the help of local people. The scientists found that the average number of species fluctuated after the tsunami, but a 2019 survey showed increases in all 11 locations, on average, about 40% more than before the disaster. At one tidal flat in Miyagi Prefecture, some unexpected species have appeared. Among them were rare tideland and shore snails. They're designated as an endangered species by the Environment Ministry. Urabe says the tsunami may have reset ecosystems throughout the tidal flats, making it easier for many species to flourish. Japanese swimming star Ike Rikako has qualified for the Tokyo Olympic Games after a battle with leukemia. The women's 100-meter butterfly on Sunday was her first national championship race in 3 years. The 20-year-old got off to a slow start but picked up speed and was in second place after the first 50 meters. Ike overtook the front runner to win the race with a time of 57.77 seconds and qualify for the 400-meter medley relay. Ike was diagnosed with leukemia in February 2019. She returned to competition in August last year after treatment that included a 10-month stay in hospital.
自分が勝てるのはずっと先のことだと思ってたんですけど、すごく辛くてしんどくても努力は必ず報われるんだなっていうふうに思いました。
The national championships will continue through Saturday. Ike says she wants to do her best in the other competitions. 17-year-old Japanese golfer Kajitani Tsubasa has won the Augusta National Women's Amateur Tournament in the U.S. state of Georgia. The competition of top world amateurs started in 2019 but was canceled last year because of the coronavirus pandemic. Kajitani was in 5th place, 2 strokes off the leader, when she started the final day on Saturday. She hit 3 birdies, 1 bogey, and 1 double bogey to finish 1 over par. She won the title in a playoff. She also won the World Junior Championship when she was still in elementary school. She finished the 2019 Japan Women's Open in 9th place. The final round at the Georgia tournament was held at the same venue as the men's Masters. Tiger Woods, who won 5 titles at the Masters, congratulated Tsubasa on Twitter. He applauded her amazing playoff finish and encouraged her to enjoy the special moment.
A court in Hong Kong has refused to release 32 of 47 democracy activists before their trial on charges under a new national security law. In Ethiopia, the head of the African Centers for Disease Control says Africa must find vaccines in addition to those from the UN's COVAX program to protect its people. In Myanmar, protesters returned to the streets of its largest cities to protest the military government. And the Vatican releases a video message from Pope Francis as he prepares for his first visit to Iraq.
The mother of Jordan's former crown prince has spoken out after her son, Prince Hamza bin Hussein, says he's been placed under house arrest as part of a crackdown on government critics. Prince Hamza has accused Jordan's leaders of incompetence and corruption. The Pope has used his Easter Sunday address to call for vaccines to be shared with the world's poorest countries. He was addressing a socially distanced congregation in St. Peter's Basilica. Aid groups in Mozambique say nearly 10,000 people have been evacuated from the northern town of Palma more than a week after a deadly attack by Islamic State-linked insurgents. In the UK, the British government is to trial its COVID vaccine passport scheme, including at the FA Cup final. But critics warn that it could be divisive and discriminatory. The Prime Minister says it'll help people return to the things they love.